Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your latest Arsenal news and transfer news. Arsenal interested in Curtis Jones from Liverpool. Mikel Arteta is said to be a very big fan of the midfielder. Arsenal looking to sign two midfielders right from the Premier League: Amadou Onana from Everton and also Curtis Jones from Liverpool. Now, according to John Crossmira, Mikel Arteta would love to exploit the financial situation at Everton and therefore get Amadou Onana. But if that deal can't happen, Curtis Jones is another player that Arsenal will be looking at. I want your thoughts, I want your opinions as well in the comment box below. Should Arsenal really go on to sign Curtis Jones in a squad where we have Emile Smith-Rowe, who can play as a left central midfielder and also as a left midfielder, in a squad where we have Fabio Vieira, who has not actually gotten enough game time? Do we go ahead and sign Curtis Jones? And of the two, Amadou Onana and Curtis Jones, who should be Arsenal's next signing as number 8? I mean, that is where we're looking at. We're looking at a player who can, advance the ball into advanced areas. We're looking at a player who can, dribble. We're looking at a player who can add some goals and creativity in the midfield alongside Martin Odegaard. Is it Curtis Jones at Liverpool? I want your thoughts there because it is a mad story and it's absolutely ramping up on the internet. So let's get into it. Let's start off with that big story from John Crossmira and also AFC Amgen. They're saying that Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Liverpool midfielder Curtis Jones, and they're also saying that Arsenal have already made contact with Liverpool to express their interest in the 22-year-old midfielder from England. So depending on what happens over the course of the season, Arsenal are expected to make a move for the player come next summer. And I think the big question there is, would you like Curtis Jones to be a part of Arsenal in 2024/2025 campaign? So listen, it's a mad story, and it comes from nowhere, and it picks up from it picks up on the biggest outlets out there, and we've got to talk about it. Curtis Jones, for me, is a reflection of one of the problems we have at Arsenal. We have a problem in that number 8. We thought Partey being in the squad, you could have Declan Rice playing in that position, and I think we have seen him play in that position quite a number of times. In the Community Shield, Partey in the team, Timber in the team. You had Declan Rice a little bit advancing. It worked. We saw him against Nottingham Forest as well, advancing into that left number 8 position. But he's not that guy. He's not Curtis Jones. He's not Amadou Onana. He's not Santi Cazorla. He's not that kind of guy. He's a number 6. He's a midfield controller that would love to be on the ball and is a great ball winner. So I still think Arsenal needs a left midfielder, a left central midfielder. When we got rid of Xhaka and he went to Bayer Leverkusen, I thought we were bringing in a player like Gabriel Vieira, Gilles Brand, and that is the caliber and profile I was looking at. When we brought in Kai Havertz, I said this: we might be using him as a number 10. We might use him as a target man, as a number 9. And probably when you sign a player like Curtis Jones, that is where Mikel Arteta is looking to go. That is where our squad and play is looking to go. But Curtis Jones as a player, I think the deal makes some sense. I mean, the interest makes sense. I understand why Mikel Arteta wants him, because he was interested in Mason Mount. And there is no difference between Mason Mount and Curtis Jones. Very hard-working players. They've got that work ethic that is actually admirable. And working under Jurgen Klopp, he's gone under one of the best education systems in the world of football, because there are not so many managers that are going to have a very good imprint on a player as Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. So him being at Liverpool, and you look at how Liverpool transition, you look at how Liverpool play, you look at their seamless, easy, ball transition in midfield. You would love such a player. You'd love a player right from Liverpool. But this is my question, and this is my concern. He is a great guy, and he is a nice lad. 22 years of age. The age is right. The price could also be right. We could be looking at around 50 million euros or even less than that. Everything is okay. But in our squad, we have Fabio Vieira. He cost us upwards of £30 million. We have Emile Smith-Rowe, another player that Mikel Arteta rates a lot until now. I still believe he rates him a lot. And again, he's another player that is very versatile. Can play as left central midfielder, can play as right central midfielder. He's played as a 10, he's played as 11, as a 7 as well. What happens with Emile Smith-Rowe, right? At the moment, he is surplus requirements. So if we maybe sell Emil Smith Rowe in January or in the summer, does it make any sense for us to go Emil Smith Rowe out, Curtis Jones in? Is he better than Emil Smith Rowe? Right? Because, like I said, this one is for you in the comment box below. It's going to be very subjective and very reactionary. But I don't think Curtis Jones has a bigger talent than Emil Smith Rowe. I don't think Arsenal are going to fail to use Emil Smith Rowe well, and then we use Curtis Jones well. I don't think it makes any sense. You'd rather keep a hold of Emil Smith Rowe and let go of Curtis Jones. Don't sign him. Just make sure that Emil Smith Rowe gets enough time. Give him the guidance he deserves. He's a good player. He's a cool kid. He has been Arsenal goal scorer in the 2021-2022 campaign. This is how good this guy is. So Curtis Jones in Emil Smith Rowe out. I'm actually not convinced about that. But then financially, it's a deal that makes a lot of sense. Swapping Emil Smith Rowe with Curtis Jones makes a lot of sense. So Chelsea have done it. They have let go of Lewis Hall to Newcastle, and they have received a total package, and they have signed Cole Palmer. And why is a very good financial deal? When we sell Emil Smith Rowe, Arsenal will register the money, the funds out of the sale of Emil Smith Rowe as total profit. That helps our financial fair play position. But then you've got to replace him. So you go and get Curtis Jones, who you're going to pay on installments, whose transfer you're going to pay in installments. And that means that financially, Arsenal have done a much better deal. So financially, if that's what Mikel is looking at and Edu, I kind of understand. But in footballing wise, it's a deal that I don't agree with. Emil Smith Rowe for me any day, and wherever he goes. Look at Newcastle. They're crazy about him. They've signed Sandro Tonali, and they've literally gone, Sandro Tonali is not here. We want to replace him with Emil Smith Rowe. Look at Aston Villa. Before signing Emi Buendia, and even after signing Emi Buendia, and they lost Grealish, they said the player that will replace Grealish for us is Emil Smith Rowe. The talent in Emil Smith Rowe's, bank is a lot. And I think he's already got enough credit in the bank with Mikel Arteta. We've got to give him a chance. Then, Fabio Vieira. You have Kai Havertz as 8. You have Fabio Vieira as 8. You also have, apparently, Martin Odegaard, who's playing a little bit deeper now as 8. And then you've got Declan Rice. When Partey comes back, Declan Rice is going to move further forward as 8. Don't we have enough number 8s? And even if we don't have enough, don't we have to get someone who is massively, better? Like, if I had the Arsenal interested in Jude Bellingham, I wouldn't ask the question, where is he going to play? No, because I know Jude is better than Declan Rice in number 8. He's better than Kai Havertz. Is also better than Fabio Vieira. So you don't ask the question, where is Jude Bellingham going to play? You don't ask the question, where is Ryan Gravenberch going to play? Those players are better at ball transition and ball carrying than any of the other players we have. But Curtis Jones versus Fabio Vieira, creativity, ball carriage, ball knowledge, intelligence, I'm not really sure about that. I'm not really sure. But maybe, again, Mikel might be looking at it in this way. He wants to bring in a player who is intelligent just enough for the Premier League and the Champions League, just enough intelligent, not too intelligent, not very, very, supernaturally gifted, but just enough. And then he might also be thinking, if we bring in Curtis Jones with his work ethic and his physical attributes, then we could be bringing in an upgrade to Fabio Vieira. I tell you this, Fabio Vieira playing as an 8 and as a 10, you're not going to get his ball delivery into the penalty area and his creativity from Curtis Jones. That is not going to happen. But what you can actually get is a more reliable physical player, a player who doesn't really pick up injuries, and a player who has a fighting spirit from Liverpool, from your opponents. So it's I can see the deal. I can see the upside. I can see the downside of the deal. But I want you guys to judge in the comment box below. What is this deal? What are we trying to accomplish by signing Curtis Jones this season? this, in 2024, 2025, will Arsenal be a supernatural team with Curtis Jones? He's nowhere, world beaters level. He's nowhere world class level. So why are we crazy about him? Why is Mikel Arteta crazy about him? What does he see? Do you see what Mikel Arteta see? And if you see it, then what do you see? Right, so the deal will be structured in this way. 30 million euros is his market value according to the transfer market website. And because it's English, you expect that to increase almost by double. So you look at the 50 million Arsenal spent on Ben White, and everyone questioned it. 50 million for Ben White at centre-back? Like, that 50 million got us William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes combined. That 50 million. That 50 million would get you Bastoni if you added an extra 30 or 40 million. That 50 million is the same amount of money that Arsenal paid to get Martin Odegaard, but less. 20 million pounds less. So when you talk about Curtis Jones, him being English and him being at a great club like Liverpool, he's not going to come cheap. I'm thinking 45, 50 million. That is going to be the range. Should Arsenal really spend that much on a player from Liverpool, on a player with surplus requirements, at Liverpool? I'm not really sure about that, right? His game is not that bad, right? So I don't want people to say, well, because he said Curtis Jones is not good enough, we shouldn't sign him. I think he's a good player. But if he's coming from Liverpool and his surplus requirements, I would want to see him at Tottenham. I would want to see him at Brighton. I would want to see him at I would want to see him at Everton. I would want to see him at West Ham. I think those are the clubs where he's supposed to go. Arsenal should be right now going for the polished Lucas Paqueta. We should be going for the polished Mohamed Kudus. Those are the profile signings that we should be looking at. Polished, they come in, they do the deal, and they take the team to the next level right away. Now, John Crossmira also says that Arsenal are still interested in two midfielders. They want to sign two, and one of them, the priority is going to be Martin Zubimendi. We'll be talking about Martin Zubimendi right very, very soon in the next upload. And the other is Amadou Onana. Now, this Premier League duo is what I'm interested in. Amadou Onana is much better than Curtis Jones for me. And this is purely according to my opinion. To me, I'll take Amadou Onana over Curtis Jones. And why I'll take Amadou Onana over Curtis Jones? I think everything Arsenal needs in Amadou Onana is right there. It's about Mikel Arteta polishing him. It's not the polished product. He's not worked under managers like Jurgen Klopp, so he's not been able to be refined. So he's not the refined product. If you get him, you're getting them as raw as they come. From Everton, he might need a season to settle in a little bit, but the moment he settles in, he's going to be a monster of a midfielder. And wherever he goes, it's going to be a monster of a midfielder that they sign. So Onana, according to Alex Cook from TalkSport, he's one to watch. Arsenal have monitored him. They've looked at him. They looked at him before he came to Everton, and they think the financial position that Everton are in could actually force them to sell. I don't think it's a matter of deliberation. It's a fact. Everton, in my opinion, will sell Onana. They'll try to sell, I think they'll sell 2 or 3 of their main players in the summer. You cannot be having a financial problem like they have, and then you cling onto your players. Listen, they have a new deal coming in. There are a few partners that want to buy them, and if that deal goes through, it means that they will be much better financially, but they will still need to sell Amadou Onana, right? Because the Premier League rules say you have to spend as much as you make, right? So you cannot say we have owners and therefore we can make losses and losses and losses. No, you have to make a profit. You must be operating within the sustainability limits. So Amadou Onana, financially, we are buying him from a club that are interested to sell. Again, Liverpool will be interested to sell Curtis Jones, but I think Everton are in that position where anyone comes in with a good offer, they will be listening. They will be all ears. And I'm also thinking he's a different profile to all the players I've just mentioned. Different from ESR, different from Fabio Vieira. And again, if Arsenal lose Mohamed Elneny and we lose Thomas Partey, God forbid, but if we do, then you might have, Declan Rice as 6 and Amadou Onana in that double pivot, or you can even play Amadou Onana as a deep pivot. It's a very difficult thing to do because he's very mobile, but he's a player that I would love to see in that 6 one day. And I want to see what is his patience like, what is his dribbling like, what is his tackling like. I want to see the full game of Amadou Onana. We've not seen it at Everton, but we might see it if he joins a much better, bigger and better squad. So those are the 2 players that Mikel Arteta is trying to steal. Curtis Jones, the favourite, and Amadou Onana, the financially, the financially sensible deal. Where do we go? Is it Onana? Is it Curtis Jones? Is Curtis Jones better than ASR and Fabio Vieira and Kai Havertz? Talk to me in the comment box below. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 400 likes. I'm planning on doing live streams at 10 p.m. So if I can actually get as many likes on this video, we'll have the live streams. We'll start having the live streams for the January transfer window. I'll see you right in the next one.